gonna do a little bit of a mic check. So why don't I'll have you just tell me what you had for breakfast today.
I had Perkins.
So what I'm first gonna have you do, so I remember when I go back and edit it,
Okay.
is tell me your first and last name.
Okay.
So first and last name.
I'm Noah Auren.
Okay. Can you spell that for me just so I make sure I get it right?
Ouren.
Your last name?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Noah's Noah.
N-O-A-H. Okay. I'm just gonna sit on this side. And you can look at me or you can look at the camera, whichever one you prefer. Some people find it more comfortable in the camera, some people rather talk to the person. So whatever you prefer.
Okay.
So I remember some of the questions we asked is like, what should people, before I forget, I'm not gonna be in this video, so when I ask a question, I'm gonna have you kind of repeat the question back.
Okay.
So then it kind of flows in the editing room here. So when I ask like, what should people expect about this event? You would say, people should expect in this event for X, Y, and Z.
Okay.
You can kind of get what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
So that would probably be a good thing to start off with. Like, what should people expect April 21st?
I would say people should expect to have like a lot of fun, seeing a lot of different sorts of people, enjoying themselves, and meeting new people, coming into contact with businesses maybe that you didn't know about. Yeah.
Okay. And to people out there, like, why should they come check it out? And so then you would say, people should come check it out, and then whatever you feel.
Oh gosh. I would say people should come check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of different things going on, a lot of different outfits, and I would say just like it's going to be a fun afternoon.
If you could explain what it's going to be in one word, what would it be?
Scary.
Oh, because you're going to be a model.
Yeah.
Okay. How does it feel to be a new model?
It feels, being a new model, I don't really know how to feel about it. I'm just super excited. I feel as it gets closer to like the date that I'm going to be a lot more nervous, but I'm excited to see what it has in store for me.
Awesome. And how do you feel about the topic that it's raising awareness about? Or first, maybe kind of explain like what is the event raising awareness even about?
This event is raising awareness for sex trafficking and like human trafficking. I feel like it needs to stop, so that's why I am a part of this, raising awareness because women and men would like to be with their families, I'm sure, and like to grow up in a world that's normal to them. So that's why I choose to be a part of this event.
Awesome. And so this is going to be on the internet. I'm not sure what parts of it yet, but we'll get to that. But if there's anything you really want people to know about this or you or the event, like what would you really want to say? No wrong answers. So it's whatever you feel.
I would say one thing about me, I'm very energetic and I always try and have a smile on my face. So if you come out to the event, you'll be able to see me. One thing I would say about the event is that there's going to be a lot of different things going on. So I encourage you to find which one that you like and enjoy the best and stick to that. Yeah.
Okay. And if there's nothing else you'd like to add, I think that kind of sums it up. It's just real quick.
Hope to see you there.
And just so when I'm in the editing process, can I have you state your name, first and last name?
Jules Schreiner.
Okay. And how do you spell that?
Schreiner.
Okay, perfect. And so the event, Also, one thing to remember is when I ask you a question, I'm not going to be in it. It's just going to be you. So if I can have you kind of repeat the question back.
Mm-hmm.
So my first question is to you is, what should people expect April? It's 21st, right?
Mm-hmm.
April 21st. So you would say people should expect X, Y, Z, or whatever
Mm-hmm.
you feel after that. Just kind of get a little context to what you're about to say.
Okay.
So,
Oh, okay.
so what should people expect in this event?
They should expect in this event, other than the awareness, like it's a big topic that no one discusses, and when they do discuss it, it's usually in the back burner, and it's something that, I mean, most events like the Super Bowl and everything that, you know, concerts, it's a pool where it's a feeding pool for them to, you know, prey on young people. And that's something that parents and, like I said, everyone else has to be aware of. And that's what we're trying to do with this event, raise awareness.
Perfect. Can you elaborate a little bit on why it's a pool, or what do you mean by pool?
By pool, like, I think I heard Minnesota was one of the top 10 in the states, Minneapolis actually, for human trafficking. And to go to an event like the Super Bowl or like even the state fair or whatever, like, people are so distracted by so many things that, you know, they're not aware of these dangers, even though it's, you know, in their mind in the back, but it's like like I said, a pool, a feeding ground for people to, you know, take advantage of families and stuff like that that aren't as attentive, you know, to their family or something. So yeah.
Perfect. So can you explain like what made you want to get involved?
I like getting involved in like different things like Team Society, like to volunteer, anything with the military. I'm a big fan of the troops. I do whatever I can to support them and everything. And then human trafficking. I can't imagine, because I have a 4-year-old. So to have to like think about ever having somebody take her is beyond terrifying. And I would never want any other parent to have to deal with it, and some do, unfortunately. So it's something for us to raise awareness for so that we can try and help prevent it.
So when it comes to either the event or the topic, is there anything that you really, really want people to know, or any advice that you would like to give?
Advice to give about the event. I think families should talk about it more. It's, like I said, it's a big issue. And a lot of people, and kids mainly, are very carefree, and they don't think about these things until it's too late, unfortunately. And so it's something that does need to be talked about at home. I mean, even at school, I feel like it should be talked about too, because it's a big thing. I don't know.
What do you think the topics of discussion would look like?
Well,
in schools or at home?
for topics like the usual, you know, go in pairs, don't go alone, you know. Always tell somebody where you're going, you know, whether it's to the bathroom or you know, just to go get some food, like just so that they're aware of where you're going, so that if something does happen, you know, there's a last, you know, an idea, you know, if something does happen to you.
Yeah. So then somebody knows when you're missing.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Okay. If you could explain what this event is going to be in one word, what word would you choose?
Big.
It's going to be huge.
It's gonna be huge. I mean, it's a good topic, a good thing to talk about, to raise awareness for, something to open somebody's eyes about.
How do you think something like this impacts the community?
By impact, I mean, it can happen anywhere. I mean, I'm sure it happens here in town. I mean, it's It could be your neighbor that does it. You don't know. And so we have to be careful because the world is pretty scary.
It's true. I couldn't believe some of the things I heard, that some of the stuff actually does happen in Wilmer. It is really scary.
Yeah, I know.
Surprising. And so I'm so happy that they're doing this, and I feel like this really brings community together. So with this being on the internet, is there anything else that you would like people to say or like encourage them to come? So is there anything that you would want to share?
I don't know. I mean, people do need to come. It's a big topic. It's something that needs to be discussed, to be dealt with, with other things. But I mean, our children are our future, and if we continue to let this happen and don't try to put a stop to it, then there won't be any. So.
Perfect. So, if there's nothing else,
Okay.
then that'll be it. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
I gotta stick this up.
What do you do? All right. So, just to make sure I get your name correct in editing, can I have you state that for the camera?
Like full name or just?
It's the second time I did that. Hold on. Just pop them out of my ears. Used to headphones with longer cords. Oh yeah, you can go ahead and say your name.
Okay, my name is Kaylee Klein.
Kaylee, is it a regular spelling?
Kayle.
Okay, cool. All right. And so one thing also that I forgot to mention beforehand is I'm not going to be in the video, so just so people have an idea of what you're even talking about, I'll have you kind of repeat the question.
Okay.
So the first question that I've kind of been asking everybody is very general, what is happening in April? And so just kind of explaining what the event is. So
Okay.
you'd probably say like this event X, Y, and Z or something.
Okay.
Something to that nature.
Okay. On April 21st at the Civic Center here in Wilmer, Minnesota, we are going to have an event to raise awareness for human trafficking. So that will consist of vendors coming in to promote their businesses and stuff. And then we also have a big fashion show and entertainment coming. So.
Awesome. How do you feel?
I'm pretty excited to do the fashion show. I was really nervous at first, but it's kind of become one big family. That's how it feels. They don't make you feel scared anymore. Of course, like the first practice, everyone's scared, everyone's nervous, but we're just one big family now, and it's pretty nice.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I know when I did it, I was just like, oh my gosh. It just
Yeah.
made it so much better knowing you're not alone. Everybody else is in the same level as you are. So, if you could describe what this event's going to be in one word, what would that word be?
Oh gosh. Hopefully productive. I'm hoping that this event does meet our goal and raises awareness and helps victims and everyone who's struggling with it.
Can you tell us a little bit of what motivated you to get involved?
I don't know. I saw it on Facebook from Izzy, and I'm like, might as well try something new. And a friend was going to do it with me, but then ended up not working in her schedule, so I decided to do it, and I thought it was a lot of fun and something out of the box and something new and different.
Awesome. Is there anything specific you're looking forward to?
Not really. I'm just excited to help and be a part of such a big event that is hopefully gonna change lives. And
yeah. Do you think that this will have an impact in the community? And if so, in what ways?
I really hope it does impact the community, help open their eyes and realize that this is a big issue, even though we're just small town Minnesota. It does happen here. There has been events in Wilmer and even close around Wilmer, and it's an issue in society nowadays, and people think just because we're a small town Minnesota that it's not us, but it really is. And I hope this event makes people realize that, and makes people realize that if it is happening, that they're not alone.
Awesome. And so, since this will be on the internet and hopefully reach a bunch of people and a bunch of people get to see it, what would you really want them to know?
I just want people to know that this is a big issue, and we can change it, we can stop it, we have the power. And if you are a victim, or if it's a family and a family member or anything, you're not alone. This happens all around the United States, all around the world, and there are people to talk to and people to help you.
Do you have any advice that you'd like to give?
Well, if you are a victim or family members of a victim or needing help, reach out, get help. You know, I know it's scary. I know it's scary to ask for help always, but reach out and get help, because they're more than willing to help always.
Awesome. So I think that kind of sums up what I've been asking everybody. Trying to think. Unless you have anything else you want to add?
Not really.
No? Okay. Pretty simple.
Yeah, sounds good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. So, well, actually, I pressed record, whatever. So the video, I didn't explain this last time. They're gonna be 2 different ones, hopefully, if everything goes well. It may be even more, but some of them are gonna be more promotional and just like building excitement and anticipation for the event, and then some of them are gonna be for raising awareness about the topic of human trafficking. So there really is no wrong answer. It's just kind of like how you feel about it and the event and also the topic. So no pressure on having to get a certain answer. There is no wrong answer. So I forgot my questions, but from what I remember, one of the questions I've been asking everybody is basically what is going to happen in April?
In April, we're going to be doing a fashion show to raise awareness for to end human trafficking, so then it won't happen anymore.
Okay. And what made you want to get involved?
I think it's a good opportunity to help out our community because it's a problem that needs to be stopped.
Okay. And what are you looking forward to in this event?
I'm looking forward to being out there because I'm usually kind of shy, but then I do something to help and it actually helps.
Awesome. And if you could tell anybody advice about the topic, what would you want them to know?
Like the fashion show, we're all like a family and we're not shy to each other. We act like we're a family because we be around each other a lot and we hang out, have fun, tell jokes, and we've practiced around each other for a couple months and it's paid off. And yeah.
That's awesome. I think that's really important for people to know, just like how close people get during these practices and just leading up to this big event. So it really brings people together. So do you think that it'll have any impact on the community in the same way?
It will at some points because it will show how close we get, and so I think it will kind of help people try to get closer and not try to do things that aren't good.
Very good answer. Is there anything that you really want to share, want people to know?
People who are doing these things are just mean and awful people because it's a really bad thing, and I think it shouldn't be happening at all.
I agree. It's unbelievable sometimes that people are even doing that. So yeah, I think that's great. I don't believe there was much else that I've been asking other than I just want people to really share what they kind of are looking forward to and how they feel about the event and what they want to let people know. So, do you have anything else?
No.
No? All right, cool. You got some very good answers in there. I really, really like that. So, thank you.
Well, just
Like I said, no right answer, no wrong answer,
Okay.
just kind of what you think, how you feel. So pretty basic. Just so I don't forget, since I have it on record now, can I have you say your name again?
Destiny Garvik.
Garvik. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So then I'll remember, because now it's on video. So, and I'm not gonna be in the video. Like my voice is not gonna be in the video. So, what I've been asking if people can kind of repeat the question so that it kind of makes sense
Right.
to the
Okay.
viewer when they're watching it.
Right.
So if I ask like, what's gonna happen at this event, you would say, at this event, this and this and this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Just give a little bit of context.
Okay.
And so I think that's a good place to start. Is what is this event about?
This event is about the awareness of human trafficking and wait, we're recording, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's about the awareness of human trafficking and putting the awareness out there to the community and the people so that, for the safety of our children and for us kids and teenagers even, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like I said, no right answer, no wrong answer.
Yeah.
So it's whatever you think. And so what made you want to get involved in the event?
Well, I first heard about it and I thought, maybe this is probably not gonna blow up and stuff like that, but it's something that actually needs to be brought attention to a lot of people because it could happen. It's they say Minneapolis is number one city for human trafficking, and St. Cloud is, I think it's Minneapolis is the biggest in the nation, and St. Cloud is the biggest in the state of Minnesota, I think. And so it's just once it was brought to my attention that it could really happen, to my child and, my family and friends, it's just, it's something to really be aware about and to really unite together with people and stuff like that. Yeah.
I can't really give too much back and forth, so I nod a lot.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's my way of agreeing with you without saying anything to the camera. So if
Okay.
you see me yeah.
Okay.
I
That's
really
okay.
dig in what you're saying. I just can't say anything.
Yeah.
But so do you have any advice or anything you kind of would like to share for people out there, or thoughts?
Do I have any thoughts or things I would like to share? I would like to share that it's definitely something to to be aware about because things like this do happen with human trafficking and it's something to put a stop to and it's something to get involved in. And yeah.
Yeah. If you could explain, or if you could have one word for what this event is going to be, what would you say?
It's going to be one word that I can describe this event and how it's going to be. It's going to be eye-opening and it's going to be grand and it's going to be very wonderful, I think. It's going to be a bunch of people coming together and really unity. So, yeah.
Do you think that it'll have any impact on the community in Wilmer?
Do I think that it'll have any impact on the community? I think that it will, and I think that if we were to do the event again in the future, that it's going to be more grand because more people will be aware of it, and they'll want to join in because it's a big concern, human trafficking. So.
So. Sorry, I didn't bring my question, so I'm just going off of memory. Is there any other things that you really, really want people to know about the cause or the event itself? I know I kind of already asked that question.
No, that's
but
okay.
Just because we really want to get people pumped up for it and Like, what if you were talking to a friend and you were telling them, like, why do I have to go check this out?
I would say come check it out, because not only is it going to be, you're not only going to learn stuff, not only is it going to be, where people come together, it's going to be, there's going to be a fashion show. It's going to be something that's not only, full of facts and stuff like that. It's going to be something that, like I said, people really come together and really, stick together in this kind of thing, and you can stop, you can prevent more human trafficking, and stuff like that. Yeah.
That was a weird sound. I think those were really, really great answers.
Okay.
So unless there's anything you really, really want people to know, I think we're good.
Okay.
Do you have
I think we're
anything
good.
else? All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, pretty painless. Go ahead and press record. I unfortunately forgot my question, so we're just gonna make this like very much like a conversation, swinging it.
All right.
So, before I forget, if I could just have you state your name,
Okay.
first and last name, so then I just remember it when I'm editing.
Okay. My name is David Jumper.
David Jump.
Yep.
Got it. And then, so they're just pretty basic questions. Kind of what I told everybody, this is going to be some of what we use might go towards promotion, some might go towards awareness. There's really no right or wrong answer, just kind of how you feel about the event and your thoughts. And
Right.
So what I've kind of been asking everybody is just very general, what's happening in April?
Well, there's this big event that we have going on. It's to cause awareness for sex trafficking. And before I actually got started into the event, I knew it existed, but I didn't know much about it. And after getting into the event, and we have the event actually coming up in April, I actually did my research, and it's not a lot of people pay attention to it, and that's why I wanted to do this, to put it out there more, and maybe it'll help cause awareness here in this small town, and it'll spread to most of the corners of the country.
Yeah, hopefully. Can you elaborate a little more on like what motivated you or interested you in this event?
Actually, at first, I wasn't necessarily interested. I just wanted to check it out to see what it was, see what it was like. Because, growing up, there was stuff that goes around you, in your city or your state, and, you don't really, you just see it on the news. And then, when something happens right in your backyard, it opened your eyes more. I didn't really have any of that experience. So after I got into the event, it just kind of like drove me to do it. It's, I guess there really isn't no motivation for it, for me. It's just, well, I can't say that. No, I'm lying. There's motivation. It's just I can't really spot exactly on what motivates it. I just know I want to do this and make it known, I guess.
Yeah. How do you think that, or do you think it would have an impact on this community here in Wilmer? And if so, in what ways do you think, or do you hope?
Yeah, well, hopefully, if the people actually realizes this event, they realize what this is all for, it can definitely make a big impact on this city, town, I guess. But, it's just not here. I guess that's what the whole point of it is. There's a lot of people around here, and not a lot of people pay attention to, what goes on in the world. They just kind of keep in their own little bubble. So hopefully that'll, people that stay in the dark or keep situations like this in the dark, hopefully shines a light on it and makes everybody open their eyes, whether it's here, whether, Wisconsin, down in Texas or in California, everywhere, I guess.
Yeah. And this video will live on the internet, hopefully spread far and wide.
Awesome.
Is there anything you really, really want people to know about either this event or what it's supporting or?
Well, I guess I could say that sex trafficking is obviously bad, but I mean that hasn't stopped anybody in the past. You know, I guess people know what's right and what's wrong, and you know, and people know that what should be noticed, they don't, whether they're scared to or not. But someone who's 18 years old, who has, you know, I don't know anybody, you know, who's been in situations like that, but I've seen a lot of stuff to know that it's not good, you know, and whether everybody's scared or they just don't care, you know, it should be in every major conversation, I guess. So I just hope that people realize on what's going on in the world. You know, it can affect you no matter if you want it to or not. You know, this can happen to anybody. It could happen to your sister. It could happen to an aunt. It can happen to a daughter. So hopefully this can open everybody's eyes and I guess bring it to the light.
Yeah, hopefully. I think this is great because it's at least starting the conversation, right?
Right.
So another question I've kind of been asking people is, I mean, this event is going to be a lot of different things, but if you were to try to sum it up in one word, what word do you think it would be?
One word. Huh.
I know it makes it tough.
It does. I would say helpful, but that's not really a word that's enough for this. This is
No right or wrong answer, just kind of like, what do you think, or what do you hope for?
well, I mean, I'm not sure.
Some answers, some people even said boom.
Yeah, boom. Yeah, I think I know who said that.
Productive, fun. I mean, it's going to be a lot of things, but I guess
Spectacular. I mean, it's kind of, it's a good and it's a bad thing, you know. So the good part is, you know, we're doing this to cause awareness for it and, you know, for a good cause. But the bad thing is we have to do this because of the bad cause, you know. So bittersweet.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. And is there any advice that you would want to give to anyone on the topic?
Anyone in general or anyone in the
Yeah,
event?
because like I said, this is going to live on the internet, and part of the video we're hoping will go, like I said, either towards promotion, and then some of it will go towards like the awareness and the topic of human trafficking. And I've kind of been asking just to see, just curious on what people's answers are, and like if you had advice to give to anybody, like on this topic, what would be one that you'd really want someone to hear?
Just don't ignore situations, I guess I would say. There's a lot of things in the world everybody ignores. Some of it, it's okay. Most of it, it's not. And I guess that's our problem as people around here. We just ignore situations, you know, so just don't ignore things.
Really like that. So if you got anything else you want to add? If not,
No,
that's all I
just
have. That's perfect.
watch out. April's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Can I have you say that again with like really, really big enthusiasm?
April's gonna be awesome. Stay tuned, guys.
Love it. Since I know your name, don't need to do that.
Maybe I should say it anyways.
Yeah. Or actually, that might be good. Like, tell me a little bit about you and how you got this going.
My name is Israel Morales, and I'm the event planner. And this is a passion project for me. I've got one other event under my belt that I did a few years ago.
Step. from the top.
Let's.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Israel Mireles, not Morales. I've been in Minnesota since '87 and on. I consider Minnesota my home, and I will continue to consider it my home. So this event is a passion project of mine, but we have other people involved now, more event planners, if you want to call them. I have another one under my belt that I did a few years back, which we worked at the same foundation, Safe Avenues, but that one was geared more towards domestic abuse and the women's shelter part of it. This event, we're going to be focusing all our energy on human trafficking. It is a very, very taboo topic. Not the community supporting us. Not a lot of people are open to it in the leadership world, if you want to call that. But we, the people who live in the community, decided that we need to take matters into our own hands and start spreading awareness and doing something about it for the future of our kids. That's me.
So another question I'm kind of just asking everyone. You kind of already said what's going to be happening and what the event is kind of about. Another question is, do you think this will have an impact in the community, and if so, in what ways would you, or do you hope for?
I think it will absolutely have an impact on the community. Just the awareness itself, it's spreading out so far out. Like, we're trying to get this statewide. And of course, me being the promoter nut that I am, I'm trying to make, go past the state lines. But that's our mission. Our mission is to make these two words, human trafficking, or anything that surrounds those two words, the forefront of now. So I think by getting the people together and keeping on talking about the issue at hand, I think that alone right there is an impact. And then obviously the funds raised to help these charities that actually work with the folks that are going through this. I mean, how can that not be an impact? They're taking people off the street that are going through this nightmare. So, and it's made an impact in my life, and then the people that are involved right now, which are probably a couple hundred people so far, it's made an impact on them. So impact, it's happening one way or another.
Awesome. I like it. And I know you're very passionate about this topic. Like, this is something that you really, really are driven to bring awareness towards. Can you elaborate a little bit on like what drives you and where that passion comes from?
Well, the topic itself, it's my kids. I have a 4-year-old, and I mean, I have a 21-year-old and a 22-year-old too. I mean, anybody could be a possible victim. It's really my kids, and being a part of this community, I find it's my responsibility. I'm not going to leave it to somebody else to find a way to cure or fix this problem or spread awareness. I'm going to do it myself. So by me doing that, I think I'm spreading that courage for other people to talk about it and to care about the community, because I want this area to be safe for my friends' kids, my kids, and just this whole area, because this is where we're from. This is where we live. This is our home. We got to protect our home first before we can protect anything else. So.
Yeah. And so since this is gonna live on the internet
Forever.
and hopefully it'll spread far and wide and maybe cause some awareness. Is there anything you really, really want people to know, or any advice or thoughts?
Well, I think you should bother your leaders, your representatives, Congress, anybody about the issue, because I think there's a lot of people in that area that are still, it's not sinking in. They don't have like maybe first-hand knowledge or maybe no knowledge at all about what's really going on in the streets with these victims, and it's terrible. I think if you can bother them or just do something yourself, like just spreading simple awareness about it or talking to your kids about it. Noticing the warning signs, like if you know of a young girl or a young boy that's going through some kind of problems, depression or bullying or whatever it is, we gotta pay attention to that, because that's where the predators, that's what they're looking for. Is somebody that's weak that they can latch onto and groom them, as they call it in this world. So that's something that I want the world, or our community especially, to be looking for and to help. Like me being aware of this now, like I'm looking for that all the time. I see it in, you know, even some of my own models. So like I'm quick to jump into action and try to talk to them and see what's going on. And that's the only way we're gonna take a bite out of this thing, is if people are proactive. If I can do it, you can do it.
Awesome. And if you had to sum up what this event is going to be in one word, what word would you choose?
Wow, one word. I've been thinking about that for a while, and that's a heavy one. I want to say community, because I think that entails everything that we're doing, because everything in the event has a purpose. The fashion show, obviously helping businesses to get attention, but I've always liked to work with people and youth especially. So we use the fashion show as a tool, or just a thing to get at youth and work with them and give them like confidence and build up their self-esteem and see what's going on in their lives. And plus they're connected to other youth in the community, so then what you're trying to give them kind of goes out into the community too. So every little thing in the event has a purpose. The business expo, obviously we want local businesses to get attention, because that's how our local economy keeps going, is we help them stay in business. We're healthy in the area. And you know, the charity, I've always loved giving back, so that's a no-brainer. Fashion, I've always been a part of fashion my whole life. I went to school for that, so I get to live out a lot of my passions through this event. Like I said before, fashion has been my passion. Anything creative has been my passion. Giving back has been my passion. Business has been my passion, if anybody knows that. Throwing big parties has been my passion all the way from high school through college. So just all this together, some people might not understand it. Some people might be like, well, it doesn't make, why do you have this with human trafficking? It doesn't, you know, kind of doesn't mix together, but it does. It brings us all together under one roof, and we're going to talk about the issue at the same time, tackle everything else too. Help people promote businesses, help people's confidences and self-esteem, all in one package.
Melissa, you got more you want to add?
Support your local charities that fight against human trafficking. And if you have any questions, reach out. And we hope to see you at the event and spread their awareness.
And so I got your name and stuff on the last one, so no worries on that.
Okay.
And just as a reminder, no wrong answers, no right answers, just kind of what you think. And so, like just like last time, like if you want to just say give like a quick breakdown of what's happening in April and how you feel about it.
So this coming April 21st, we are having this big, huge event. So exciting. It's about for the awareness of human trafficking, and there's going to be a fashion show involved. And, it's a lot of the community and personal businesses are coming in, and so we can all kind of get together, and you can, let me see. Personal businesses are coming in, or will be in there, and they'll be, flaunting their businesses, and you'll get to find things that you like, and like jewelry, businesses and stuff like that, and it's just, it's an event to come together and to bring the awareness of human trafficking, and yeah, it'll be really great. It'll be grand. So yeah.
Yeah. And and if that's the word you choose, that's fine. But in one word, what do you think it's going to be?
In one word that I can describe this whole event, it's gonna be eye-opening. I think it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be big.
Awesome. And is there anything that you really want to share? Any passions, or what drives you, or what's motivated you to be a part of it?
One thing I want to share is that not only are we awareing the community, and not only that, the state and whoever else hears or learns about this big event, we're not only being a voice for the victims, but we are putting awareness out there for the criminals actually doing the crime, and that's always puts more safety on our streets. So.
Yeah. And I know you talked a little bit about this yesterday, because you said you have a son as well. But can you elaborate a little bit on like how that hits you as a parent? Or like for the topic of human trafficking, just like, I mean, I don't have kids, but I could just imagine like all the things that go through people's minds, and I'm sure that somebody out there could relate in that. And do you, like, when you think about this, like, what comes to mind for you?
When I think about human trafficking and like, and especially in kids and stuff like that makes me as a parent concerned, because my son's little, and you can never underestimate somebody, and you shouldn't ever, and your child could easily become a victim, and that's not something that I would ever wish upon for anybody, for any parent, for any friend, any family member, anything like that. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's really, really scary. I can't even imagine like what as a parent goes through when they don't know where their child is, what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that that's definitely a fear that people are going to be able to relate to.
Oh yeah.
Just trying to think about yesterday's questions. I think we got pretty good answers.
Okay.
If there's anything else you really want to share, any advice or thoughts on the event, or encouragement you want to like really give people to come out?
I think that the more that people are aware of this thing, it's going to be more of an eye-opener. Because, you may think about it, and you may think it might not even, it's not even happening in our community, or, there's no way my child would ever get taken, or something like that, or my friends or my family. But it could happen. There's, 100% chance, well, not 100%, but I mean, there's a good chance that it could happen, and, you should never underestimate that chance. And I think if people do come out and, you do come and see the event and see what it's really all about and the unity that's in it, then, it'll just open your eyes to a whole bigger thing. So, yeah.
And anything you want to tell people, like, some people are just talking to the camera, like, come out, or like any encouragement, like if you were talking to a friend, like what would you tell them?
I would say come on out and see it, and there's going to be a fashion show, and not only that, but I mean, you're going to learn stuff. And you're gonna get involved with all these people, and you might find great friends, or you might find like a great, like a great personal company that's gonna be out there. And you're gonna find like cute stuff, something like that. So I think it'll be really awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think I got your name on the first video, so that's fine. again, if when I ask a question, if I can just have you repeat it just
Yeah.
a little bit back, that'd be great. So the first question I've kind of just been asking people is, what is happening this April? So what's happening in April?
What's happening in April is we're gonna have a modeling thing for raising money for human trafficking.
Awesome. And like another thing is there anything that you're looking forward to, or how do you feel about it?
I'm looking forward to having a good time and hopefully spreading the word and help people like figure out that human trafficking isn't right and it should stop.
Yeah. And if you were talking to a friend, what would you tell them to like get them to come and check it out?
I would tell them that we did a lot for this and we're trying our best and we're really looking forward to having a wonderful time, and it would be great if they would come.
Awesome. And what kind of motivated you to get involved?
What motivated me was like the whole topic and just I wanted to do something that would help out like the world, and I thought this was a good place to go.
Awesome. Do you have anything you want to share on the topic and what you think about it?
I think about the topic is human trafficking isn't right and that it should really stop because humans have feelings and we all feel a way about it, and it just isn't right for the other person that's happening to.
Yeah. And so, since this is going to be on the internet, and oh, that was okay. I thought I dropped something. Is there any advice you'd want to give anybody? Hold on 1 second. There we go. No advice? No, that's fine. No wrong answer. Is there anything that you really want people to know that like you're kind of like thought about, or?
I would like people to know that we put a lot of work into this, and it would just mean a lot to all of us if they would come and support us.
Awesome. And so another question I've kind of been asking is like this event is going to be a lot of things, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot's going to be happening. So when it comes to your mind of what you hope it's going to be or what you think it's going to be, what word would you describe that if you had to describe it in one word?
Amazing.
Can you elaborate on why you chose amazing? Awesome. I think it is going to be amazing too. It's so great to see so many people come together for this cause. So, and that, I mean, that's pretty much all I have. They're pretty basic questions, so I just really want to get everybody's perspective and what they feel, and so, unless you want to add anything else. No, you good? Awesome. You did great. Thank you. Yeah, just unclip it and then you can put it
Right here. I was so confused for a second.
I know, that's, I hate that part of this process is those mics, because they're always so tricky.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like hide them and take them off. It's little buggers.
My brother's gonna do it. He's
Too shy? No, and that's perfectly fine. No pressure. So, do you know if there's anybody else that wants to do it?
No.
Actually, can you tell Izzy if he's down there to come up?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.